So I would like to, my name is Stephanie Felkson. I am Kyle's mom, and I'd like to just take a few minutes and just share Kyle's story with you and where we, hi, oh my gosh, some good friends, didn't even know they were here. So would like to, definitely funny, sorry, and would love to just share where he started and where he is now, just so you can see the amazing impact that Easter Seals has had on Kyle's life. So when Kyle was about 17 months old, my mom had come into town, she lives out of state, and had noticed just a few things that Kyle, he had about 6 words at that time. He loved to play and line up his toys and loved to run on his toes. But you know, those are things. I had just had my youngest daughter. She was brand new, so I was very consumed with taking care of a newborn, and my oldest, who was 3 at the time as well. Fast forward about 4 months later, my mom came back into town, and in that time, Kyle lost all 6 of those words. They were completely gone. The toe running became all the time. He would scream for hours on end for no reason whatsoever, and we couldn't figure out why. And my mom, and she's told me since that this was one of the most difficult things she's ever had to do, she looked at me and she said, "Have you ever thought about autism?" And I said, "Well, what is that?" I had no idea. And so I went online and did some research, and I found a checklist of red flags to look for autism. And I'm reading down the list, and it was yep. Oh, now what do I do? And so started looking and trying to figure out what our next step was. So we got into birth to 3 services, and Kyle started making some progress. And then we started in our school district, and we had a fantastic early childhood program in our district. But I really truly felt that something was still missing, and he needed some more support. After birth to 3 was done, we didn't have anything else going on at home at that time. So I was just by chance paging through a local autism newsletter, and there was an article about play therapy through Easter Seals. And I'm reading through this, and it just sounds like this amazingly perfect fit for Kyle and our family. A therapist coming to our home and teaching me how to play with Kyle so he could grow, and so we could dig deeper in his play and help him. As Bob said, there was at one point an 18-month waiting list to get autism services, and we were in that 18-month period trying to figure out what was going on. And so the cost was a concern, as it is as a single mom with 3 little kids. And so, but in the article it said that there were scholarships available. So I figured it was worth a shot. Let's see what happens. And made the call and connected with somebody at Easter Seals that same day, and found out that not only could we qualify for a scholarship, but we could qualify for the highest scholarship possible, which made it possible for Kyle to receive play therapy for an entire year at no expense out of our pocket, which at that point was life-changing. When we began play therapy, there's videos from every session, and so it's fun once in a while to go back and look. And the first video is Kyle sitting by himself in a corner with his back to everybody and playing with some blocks. Didn't want to interact, didn't want to do anything. By the end of that year, Kyle was in the bushes in our front yard with the neighborhood kids with some rocks and sticks, pretending to be a band and playing together. So just by having that support, and our therapist came in the house 1 time a month for 3 hours, teaching me the things I needed to know to help Kyle grow. And that made it possible for Kyle to not only interact with our neighborhood kids, but his sisters and his cousins as well, which was wonderful. Right around the time play therapy was wrapping up, we got our call that Kyle's waiver spot opened, which was so we could start ABA therapy, which is applied behavioral analysis. At that time, Easter Seals was not offering ABA, so we went with another company. And you know, Bob talked about the community, the support. Man, did we miss that. I felt like Kyle was a number. He was going up this flowchart, and after a year in ABA with this other company, we were told, oh, he's fine. He can be done. Let's move him on to post-intensive. He's no problems. And things just kept getting more challenging, and I could see that Kyle really needed the help that they were not giving us at that time. And just by chance, what would you know, but I got a postcard that says, look, Easter Seals is starting an ABA clinic. And you can better believe that that I was the first phone call in, and we were the very first family on the list for the ABA waiting list. And I was on the phone with the organizer of that program constantly. When are you starting? When are you starting? When are you starting? And loved being the first ABA family for Easter Seals. And so Bob said 30 hours a week. We did 40 hours a week. 40 hours a week. We had therapists in our home every single day. They became part of our family. They are still part of our family. I call them our tribe in Kyle's village. We still keep in touch with many of them today because they made such a huge impact on Kyle's life. For the first time in a long time, I didn't feel alone in this crazy autism journey. And to know that this amazing group of people truly cared about Kyle and what was best for Kyle at that time. What were his goals? What were our goals as a family? And they worked to create programs. They didn't care about any flowchart. There was no flowchart. It was Kyle, and it was what he needed at that moment to grow and to be successful. And he grew, and he grew and grew to an amazing, amazing kid. We stayed with ABA therapy through most of elementary school, and in 5th grade, Easter Seals started a social skills program. And so that is right in the Easter Seals office in West Dallas, and Kyle goes in twice a week now with other kids on the spectrum, and they learn how to problem solve things that happen in life. Because, sometimes you just don't understand and you don't know what to do. And, maybe some of our examples, things they've helped Kyle work through as well. When you lie, there's going to be consequences. And, that's really hard to understand. Or, when there's problems at school with kids and you think they're bullying you, but maybe they're just joking and you're not understanding, they've been able to help Kyle work through those things. And so not only has he grown academically, he has grown socially, and to see where he has come is amazing. So Kyle is in regular ed classes the majority of the day, with some special ed support, but for the most part it is regular education. He is a part of our Special Olympics team in Greendale, and he's on the track team and the bowling team, and he's qualified for state the last 3 years for track, and has gone the past 2 years. So an amazing things have happened. And I could go on and on, but I'm gonna let Kyle share about himself.
Is this thing on?
Yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
Kyle. I'm 13 years old. I go to 7th grade. At Greendale Middle School, I have tons of Legos. My favorite kinds are the Ledger Chima, Hero Factory, and Bionicle. I have too many sets to count. Believe me. I'm a master builder and can take apart and rebuild Legos without even looking at instructions. Legos are one of my favorite things. Another one of my favorite things are animals. We have 20 pets at our house.
20.
We have 3 cats, 3 fish, 2 white, 13 fish, 2 white tree frogs, and 2 leopard geckos. Our house is like a zoo. My job is to take care of animals, feed the animals, clean the tanks, and I'll look out for them. I love playing with them, well, except for the fish, because it's impossible to play with fish. When I grow up, I want to be a zookeeper. I want to take care of all the animals. It's my dream to go to Africa so I can see what it looks like, see all the animals in their natural habitats. Especially my all-time favorite, the African elephant.
Ooh.
Do you know I have a YouTube channel? I make videos of Legos, animals, and a lot of other fun and crazy stuff. I have 178 videos on my channel.
Yeah.
One of my videos have 501 views. I only have 24 subscribers. I can really have some more subscribers. You can go to my YouTube. You can subscribe to my channel by going to YouTube and search up Kai T. Mayer.
Say real slow. Kyle.
Kai T. Mayer. that will help me find my channel called Strip It Like a Fanboy. I hope you subscribe tonight. Just remember, just search Casimir each year that way. Please help kids like me.
Yeah.
That was Kyle's first time ever speaking in front of a large crowd. So just to wrap things up, I have to say, I feel so incredibly fortunate and blessed to have found Easter Seals when we did, and to continue to work with them today. To have an organization that is truly dedicated to serving children and adults with disabilities and working tirelessly to ensure that each and every person has the opportunity to live a fulfilling life is an amazing gift to our community. Our family has spent the majority of the past decade working side by side with the amazing Easter Seals staff, helping Kyle build a solid foundation that he will continue to grow on for years to come. There will never be enough words, said I wasn't gonna do this, never be enough words to express how incredibly grateful I am to work with this phenomenal team and staff that have helped me to be the best mom that I can be for Kyle while navigating this very unexpected autism journey. I look forward to many more years of support and partnership as Kyle continues to move towards adulthood and work to fulfill his own dreams.
I remember saying yes to that scholarship. I remember that because it wasn't easy to say yes to $5,000. It wasn't easy. That's where the together comes in. It only happens with donors like yourselves. I can't say yes unless people say yes to Easter Seals. And I do remember that coming across my desk. I do remember Michelle asking me, and I do remember saying this is important. And otherwise, Kyle's gonna fall behind. And Michelle always knows how to get what she wants. I don't think I've said no to her in 12 years. And so I said yes, and I am so grateful that I did. And so proud of Kyle being able to do what he did today and share his story in front of all of you. It is how we do this stuff together. And so we have one more thing to do together. Bang. So, we do a lot together. So you did meet Megan. We talked about Megan and the hospitality program. That program would not have been possible without the support of many donors that made our kitchen happen and our capital campaign for what was our 80th Jubilee. And we are trying to close this campaign. And so you will get a swag bag from here, so you can wear orange everywhere. You're gonna fit with Halloween, you're gonna be really cool. In that there will be an envelope. And in that envelope, all the dollars that we would collect would go towards a match by that Together piece, a very generous anonymous donor who has made $30,000 available for us to be able to match and get closer towards closing this capital campaign for the program that helped Megan to get her job, and many people like her who will continue to be touched by it in our capital campaign. And also, if you need good catering, we can do that too. So that's where I kind of played with this. If you can't be the light, we had our light. He came up with the $30,000. But you can be the match to his light and the family that donated this. So you may be the candle to illuminate the room, but your spark can be the source of its light. And so I can tell you this donor who's always anonymous, and he'll hurt me if I ever would say his name, but he is so generous with this organization. And the great part is I get to meet him at times and go and sit across the table, and then he cries because he gets to give us money, which I'm always amazed by because I'm crying because he's giving us money. But he's just saying how fortunate he is that he could give to this organization, and he knows us very intimately. So if you can do something to help us to get to that match, it's one of Sue's goals to get this match done before she retires. So if you'd like to give Sue a retirement gift, I'm working any angle I can here. So anything to help with that match. But truly, this gentleman's very excited about being able to do this. I hope you can add a little bit more, and I think Kyle wanted to add too.
Please help kids like me at Easter Seals.
Yeah, Kyle.